everyone, it's Isaac from A Bus Life Story, and ICECO sent us over their new VL90 Pro 12 volt fridge, and this is like my kind of review of the fridge. I'm just a bus lifer. I didn't go to college for nothing. This isn't no professional style review. This is just a guy who's lived in buses for years, and my overall thoughts on this fridge and like how I would incorporate it into a bus or van build. So that's what this is. First thing, I love the look, right? It's black. It's gonna look clean in any kind of cabinetry. There's a few ways you could mount this in your rig. Some people will build a little cradle and put it on sliders with casters underneath so they can pull it out of a cabinet, or they'll build it into a cabinet up and then use this as a countertop. One of the cool things that I think is awesome with this fridge that I haven't seen on a lot of fridges is it'll open a few different ways. You'll see fridges that open like this, like that, blah, 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 blah. But check this out. So this is a dual zone. It's got two different little pockets here. So you can use one as a fridge and one as a freezer. But this is really cool. Can open this way, like so. Got a little nifty light in there, right? You can also open from the other way. Fancy. But check this out. What's up? It also just come right out. I think that's one of the coolest features I've seen on a 12 volt fridge kinda ever. It makes it a little bit easier to incorporate into your build. So it's like, I know I've had fridges before when I've put them in a bus, and I realize that it opens one way and then the cord is on one side or another, and then I gotta kind of build around that or route my wiring to it, which brings me to another point. So on this side of the fridge you have your 12 volt, right? And then on the other side of the fridge you've got, come check this out, you've got your control panel, so you can adjust each zone. You've got AC and 12 volt all on this side. So it's like in a van build you're going to use 12 volt, and you've got 12 volt on both. So it's like they really built this thing to be useful inside of a rig, to me. Like, now that brings me to the one downside. I wouldn't necessarily say it's a downside, but it's kind of big, right? Look inside of this little bus and like look how big this thing is. So it's like you kind of really have to kind of know that when you go to buy this thing. Like online and like, doing dimensions and measurements all in your head's all one thing. But like seeing this thing in person, this takes up a lot of space in your build. It's hard to say that it's a downside because like you can hold a lot of stuff in here. So check it out. Open it up, like that's a lot. Usually a 12 volt fridge is like one of these zones, and you have like two, and one could be a freezer and one could not be a freezer. It's big, but it's super functional and easy to incorporate into your build. I know if a lot of you guys are like me, you don't really look at these books that come with these fridges. So I'm gonna give you the dimensions right now. The sucker is 21 inches wide. It's like 18 and a quarter tall. These aren't the book dimensions, ladies and gentlemen. This is a tape measure right here. You know what I'm saying? Bam. It's about 36 inches. Right? Did I say how deep it was?
18.
It's about 21 deep. If you're building 24-inch cabinets, which is pretty normal, this'll fit right in there. If you're building 18-inch cabinets, you probably don't want this one. The 75 is around 18 inches. I think it's really functional. It is big. So you have to kind of know that going into it. But now I want to see, like, let's do a little test. We got our Jackery over here. And in the box you do get a 110 cord. So let's turn it off. And you do get a 12 volt cord. I think it would be really cool if we see how much it's drawing on 110, and then we'll see how much it's drawing on 12 volt. Most people are just going to use 12 volt inside of their conversion, but some people might want to use 110 for whatever application. Let's test that out. All right, let's test 110. Let's turn the Jackery on, because it says input output. It'll tell us how much this fridge is drawing. So let's turn AC on. Let's let this thing kick on. You can see it. Oh, there it goes. It's fired up. Oh, there it goes. There it goes. So about 63 watts. Oh, 72. I'm gonna, it's gonna fluctuate a bit. We're gonna say it's roughly pulling 65 watts, give or take, right? So that's on 110. So let's turn it off. Oh, it's got little USBs over there. That's kind of cool. Okay, you ready? Here we go. Let's see what it's going to pull with 12 volt. See if it's any different. Again, I'm not a professional. We're just doing a little test here. Okay, it hasn't kicked on yet. It's pulling 50. $55. Fridge is on, so that's like 10 watts left. Less. So I had a really small 45 liter. This is a 90 quart, and I had a 45 that pulled about 50 watts. To get almost double the refrigerated space, and it's pulling like 43 now on 12 volt. That's pretty good, man. That's like almost 20 watts less on 12 volt. I'm actually pretty impressed. That's pulling less wattage than a fridge I had that was half this size. That's pretty cool. I do want to reiterate, it is dual zone, right? So one can be a fridge, one can be a freezer. They could both be freezers, they could both be fridges. You can kind of choose your destiny right here. And the other thing is it does have two USBs right here. So if you wanted to plug your phone in or whatever, that's kind of cool. Okay, one thing I also want to talk about that I love about this dual zone fridge. I've been a bus lifer for 3 years, something like that. And I've had tiny little 12 volt fridges that didn't have freezers. And I dreamed of the day that I could keep ice cream in my bus or my rig, right? It's a huge deal. All of a sudden now I have a freezer space. You can hold ice cream. You can have meat. Like, it's kind of a game changer. And the fact that I can have two sides almost as big as my one fridge or freezer, it's efficient. Like, they didn't pay me to do this video. They did send me this fridge, but this is me testing this, and I haven't even tested it until we turn the camera on. So this is both of us learning together. I'm really impressed with this. This is their new VL series, so this is the biggest one they make, the 90. It's kind of big. This is a short bus. I'm not sure how I'm going to fit it in here, but we'll figure it out. And they make a 75, and I know that they do make smaller versions too if you have to get a smaller one. But like, my advice to you, I would almost, if I could put a dual zone in my rig, I would 100% if it's possible. This fridge is rad, you know. It's efficient. I love it. ICECO, thank you so much for sending this over. I'm going to see if I can get a couple more of their fridges and check those out. But so far, this is a thumbs up for me. This is not a paid review. I like this fridge. And, you know, again, it's not a professional review or anything. This is just a bus lifer giving you his opinion. So if you guys have any questions about this, or, you know, if you want to know any specs, I'll put links in the description to get some more details. And yeah, so look forward to see you guys in the next video. And if I get another one of these fridges, we'll do another one, and I'll tell you what I think about that one too. So, hope everyone's having a rad day. This is your boy Isaac signing out. Peace.